Hello, my name is Duran Sword, and the topic I'm choosing to talk about is friendly debate. So, I believe that one of the major things that our society has kind of stepped away from in terms of change is friendly debate. I think that a lot of times we used to debate and um, we still do. It's just very different now, the way we do it. So when we think of debating now, we think of like a very formal setting. Some people think of the presidential debate, or some people can think of like auditoriums with Q&As, but there's never really a place where it's a middle ground for people to talk about their ideas. And even when there are middle grounds, we do have like it's like you're stepping into someone else's territory. And I think that we need to bring back being able to talk about our ideas without being canceled. So a lot of what people do now is they'll cancel people if they have a different idea or a different opinion. And I think that's just not right. And it's also not biblical. I think, as Jesus says, we should love our neighbors as ourselves. And we need to show respect to one another. Even if we have differing ideas, we can still show love to each other. And yeah, I chose to do this social problem because I was actually talking about it with my father-in-law the other day, and we were talking about how, specifically about Charlie Kirk, because he was known for debating people, and we were talking about how, like, in our society, we just don't have a place to do that. We don't have a place to go about like they did back in the day, and we were specifically bringing up Paul and Timothy, how they would go into other cultures, and they would go to like either the highest place or they would go to the smartest person and they would talk to them about their ideas, and then they would tell them about Jesus. And we were talking about how there's not really a place like that in America where we can go to someone and tell our ideas. And there are some people who will go to places, but it feels very one-sided when people do it now, because it's either a conservative coming to a liberal area and telling them about Jesus, or liberals coming to a conservative area where they're trying to debate. And it's okay to have those differing opinions. It's just there's no bounds for respect, and it's more one-sided when it's a certain person's area. And I think it's a really big issue right now, especially with the culture we have of, if someone does something wrong, immediately they're canceled, they get blocked on everything, everyone hates them, they'll get threats, things like that. And I just think it's really unfair. Um, the outcome I'd like to see from this is probably there's not much we can do because it's the way the culture is. But I feel like with some pushing and like a big enough like movement, we could definitely see like a change in everything, where people go from being like this to being more open-minded. And I think it's just really going to take time is what it is. And it's not going to happen just like that. For benefiting our class, I would say that I think that everyone in the class would agree with me that we should bring back like friendly debate, or being able to express our ideas without getting canceled or being like shunned from society. But yeah, I just think that it's a really important issue and it needs to be brought up more, and we need to see a change.